Let's move on to San Francisco. Despite
You want to move there?
It's actually pretty nice.
Warm
there.
weather? Or?
I went there once. It was nice there.
I never want to go there. My cousin went there to watch the S&M concert by Metallica.
Metallica?
Asshole.
They have good
Don't
rice.
watch this, because I'm going to tell you on my phone to watch this so that you can hear me call you an asshole for that. Over. But anyway.
They have good rice there.
They do. The San Francisco treat.
Roni.
But, all kidding aside, San Francisco has lost 2 times this year. They lost to a very, very hungry Dallas team, and they lost to the frickin' Baltimore Ravens.
That's probably 2 of the best losses.
Those are 2 exactly.
2 good losses.
Those are 2 fantastic losses. They was hard fought all the way down, and poor Alex Smith. My God, I'm going to touch on this in your segment. My God, that poor man. But I mean, you know, this past week aside, San Francisco has been fire this year, all over the place. And it's not been gaudy numbers by any stretch of the imagination. Gore's put up some crazy numbers a couple times, but not consistently.
What the best part about it is it's not good individual numbers, it's good team numbers.
That's exactly
that is the
right.
best part about it. Like,
Yes.
there is not,
Good point, Mario.
there is hardly an NFL team like that's going. I mean,
Right.
the Bengals are one because Dalton's not putting up huge numbers. He's had maybe 2 or 3 games where he's been over 200.
Yep.
You know, so like you have, I just, it's such a nice.
It
Nice
is.
thing
It's
to
good
see.
to see that it's
Yeah.
not just one person trying to carry the team, or not just 2
There's-
people carrying the team.
There's no I'm the star. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
exactly.
that is awesome.
No Terrell Owens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in his opinion, yes, that's what happened. But on the flip side of this, not really on the flip side, but kind of in the middle line, we've got Atlanta. You know, they started off kind of. What the fuck?
Cat Jackson, it was a parade float. It was a Thanksgiving Day parade float. Late, belated Thanksgiving Day parade.
What divs? But anyway, I mean, Atlanta has been kind of like a hit and miss team up until the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They've been kind of on fire, and I'm liking it. I like this side of Atlanta. This is what I was hoping to see from the start from them.
Yeah, for sure, because last year when they go 13-3, they got knocked out the first game of the playoffs. They played against the Packers, who
there's no shame in losing to the Packers ever at this point.
Well, if I'm Matt Ryan and I lose to the Packers, and then 2 games later they go on to the Super Bowl, I don't feel so bad about losing to the Packers.
Right.
But if I lose to the Chargers and they lose the very next game in the AFC Championship, or you know what I mean, whatever,
that makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference. Dude, Matt Ryan, I think is so. I've loved him whenever he was in Boston College. I just like the way that he plays the game. And if you knew his story, which I will tell you, I can tell you now, or I can tell you off camera, it doesn't matter. But to know his story and how he came up and how he became a quarterback is even freaking cooler.
Yeah.
The guy is he deserves every bit of success that he gets. He's just awesome.
Well, I want to hear this in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me that when
I will.
We're done with this before we hit your segment. I'm interested.
For sure.
But I mean, Tony Gonzalez, he's had a couple of off years recently. But this year, he's been spot on.
And the guy changed the way that his position is played.
Oh, yeah.
He single-handedly changed.
He was like the pillar for where they started measuring people.
He was the first Antonio Gates.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And, I mean, just like all fronts, Atlanta's hitting it.
Yeah.
Then if they can stay doing what they're doing, they could be a legit problem for other teams this year.
What's the linebacker from Missouri that plays with Weatherspoon? Sean Weatherspoon. He is phenomenal, man.
Yes,
he had an okay year last year. He missed I think he missed like 6 games towards the end of the season because of a knee injury.
Yeah.
And came back this season. And if you look at some of his stats, like I was just messing around on my phone the other day, just looking at, just by chance looking at his stats.
Yeah.
And the guy is like, so far, I mean, he's had like 5 forced fumbles. I mean, he's on top of his game and he's playing really well. So it's just, I don't know,
I mean,
they're starting to come together and it's nice to see.
Like how we talked about earlier in the year, with Michael Turner, how he's far from a force in the receiving side.
Right.
But on the running side, he's like second to none.
Yeah.
And he's on par too this year.
Who's this nun guy?
And
It's not a guy.
No, Roberto. He's from Puerto Rico. You don't know him.
Oh, maybe it is a guy. I didn't know. None, I think of a woman in one of those black hoods with the white thing. But anyway,
Smack your hand with a ruler.
I'll smack him. But I mean, all kidding aside though, Atlanta is on my good side right now.
Yeah.
I'm liking Atlanta. I'm liking what they're doing. Whatever they're doing, they need to keep doing because they'll be a playoff team. I'm not looking for a Super Bowl win from you guys, but keep doing what you're doing. You're impressing me. You're making me happy. Keep it up.
It's nice to see Julio Jones finally getting his.
Yeah, this
getting
is the
his
stuff
wings
that you was
underneath
thinking
him,
about
yeah.
here. And then the final team that I've got that's making me happy is this guy's team, Dallas. They have been, since I said it, they've been on a mission to prove me wrong. And they've been doing it. Like I said, they're not going to top this performance. And statistically, they have not. But they've been winning. And guess what? That's what counts, is those wins. And they've had a big, gigantic, huge blowout victory recently. And over Buffalo, of all teams.
Right.
Buffalo, who, we'll touch on that a little bit later, too.
Pissing me off.
Absolute.
I know the secret.
No, you don't.
I do.
No.
Do you know why the Cowboys are winning now? Because Tony Romo is not dating Jessica Simpson.
Or Carrie Underwood?
He's not dating Jessica
I would
Simpson.
date either one of them
He's not
at the
dating
same time.
Charlie Sheen. He's dating Ashton Kutcher, who is now single.
Ah.
Winning.
In turn is dating Matt Damon.
Mid.
But no, for real though, I mean, the Cowboys they've been on a roll here recently. They've been doing really good. They've had, big wins. They've had hard-fought wins. And they've been playing a kind of football that I can get behind. I mean, if they keep this up the way that they've been playing, it would not surprise me if they work their way up to, like the number 4 slot on my list. Behind New England and Baltimore and Houston. They could easily work their way into that number 4 slot, which is kind of shaky right now. I mean, they're playing great football.
Yeah.
They're playing great football because they're good football players playing great football.
Because their score is higher than the
But
other
if
team.
they were just normal football players playing great football, then that wouldn't be great football. That would be regular great football. But for real though, I mean, they've been on, like I said, like a mission to kind of prove me wrong, and they've been doing it. They're like America's team. They have been for years. That's just you. People around the world, you say football, they either say soccer, which is, or they say Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's true.
Worldwide.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys.
They-
Win, lose, or draw. That's the name.
They still sell the most merchandise.
Right. Period. That's just, no matter, like I just said, win, lose, or draw, like them or not, fact of the matter is, they're the face of football. So, that is what it is. And, like I just said, they could easily work their way to that number 4 slot if they keep playing the way they've been playing like the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they've had no give up in them. They've not let the injuries sideline their determination. They've just been playing on. Kind of like we was talking about with Houston doing.
Yeah.
To a lesser extent, of course, but I mean, more on the wide receiver side, but less on the running back side.
Right.
But still, I mean, they're doing really good, and they're making me happy at this point.
Well, all they need is if they get their injuries squared away and have a healthy receiving core, and then DeMarco Murray continues to run the ball as well as he has lately.
Right.
and Romo to be on target as he has been for the most part lately.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on target.
He's still throwing some picks that we don't
Yeah.
need to be having those, but they could be, like you said, a threat. But to beat Green Bay, I'm not there yet.
No, absolutely not. But like I said, win, lose or draw, if they're playing the way that they've been playing, I will be happy with them still, because they've been playing hard football. They have not just laid down and rolled over like we've seen Dallas do a lot, especially under the Romo helm. It's happened a bunch,
Yeah,
and they're not doing it this year, and I like it. That makes me happy.
it does.
So that's all I've got for the C2 Super Happy Fun Time. But that'll be closing out this third quarter on Pigskin Holiday. Pachoo, pachoo.